It's like a custard feel. Very much, I'm telling you, very much like cheesecake. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Maya from Low Carb Love. Now, most of you know I've lost over 100 pounds by making healthier versions of some of my favorite foods. So today we're gonna make something similar to a cheesecake. This is kind of like a yogurt cake, so it's much healthier, much lighter. And I don't want to say like much healthier, but it's just like a much lighter version of a cheesecake. So if you're a cheesecake fan, then stick around. You're gonna want to make this. You're gonna want to see how this turns out, okay? So we got eggs. We have yogurt. Now you're gonna use your yogurt of choice. I like to use one that is like high protein. It's just like the yogurt that I typically use and make my parfaits with. It's high protein, low sugar. And then one of the ingredients, it's kind of like cornstarch, but it's like a cleaner version of it. It's tapioca flour. So we're using a small amount of that, and that's what's gonna give it the texture. Now the yogurt is already sweet. You don't have to add additional sweetener, but if you want it to be like really, really sweet, you can add honey, you can add maple syrup, you can add some sweetener. So look at how easy this cake is to make. I feel like sometimes, you know, we get a little intimidated by making cakes and like baking, but this is super, super easy. So even if you're not a pro in the kitchen, this is literal like beginner status. So you're gonna just crack your eggs. So now we have our yogurt. This is a vanilla yogurt. And then we have the tapioca flour. If you don't have tapioca flour, you can use arrowroot, you can use cornstarch, but I personally like using tapioca flour. And again, if you want to add more sweetener, you can, but this is definitely gonna be like, just think of cheesecake, like how it's a little tarty. That's basically the flavor profile of this cake. Okay, and you wanna make sure that your yogurt's sweetened because there's no sweetener in this recipe, so all the sweetness is coming from your yogurt. Okay, and now we have our baking dish. I'm just gonna do parchment. Beautiful, a little more so it doesn't stick, and we just pour. Okay, so that's done. Now, the only thing you wanna make sure is that your oven's preheated to 350 degrees, and this is gonna go in for about 45 to 50 minutes. I will show you how this beauty transforms into kind of like, think of a Japanese style cheesecake. It just gets nice and fluffy, and it just has that perfect texture. So can't wait to show you. Okay, our cake is all done. It was nice and fluffy. And now we're just gonna let it cool. It does deflate a little as it cools, which is totally normal. And I'm gonna let it cool, and then we're gonna cut right into it. Okay, so I'm heating up a little almond milk. I was gonna make myself like a hot chocolate, but I still have some leftover coffee, so I'm like, let's just do like a little mocha. I'm gonna use the cacao from Cacao Bliss. This one here is like, there's nothing like it on the market, guys. This one has superfoods. It has lucuma, which is actually really good for your cells to kind of protect them against the free radicals. It has turmeric, which turmeric is an anti-inflammatory. It has MCT oil, which is great to kind of help suppress your cravings, which for me, I'm like, I have a big, big sweet tooth, and I'm always kind of like a snacker. So when I have this, it usually like makes me feel really satiated and just like really good. Plus, it's delicious. So I just heat up a little bit of my almond milk, and then I blend it with my little frother. And this one here, you could actually use it obviously like to make a mocha just like this, but you can also use it for smoothies, and you can even use it for baking. So anything that you would need, like your cacao powder, you could literally add this in. But the best part of this is just like all the added benefits. The taste is superior. Like this is like, you know, like how there's ceremonial grade matcha? This is like ceremonial grade cacao powder. So anyway, but I do have a discount code that you can totally use. You get an additional 15% off using Low Carb Love. So I'll leave it linked in the description below. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy this, and I'll show you the cake once it's done. Okay, so we let our cake rest and cool down for a little. Now remember, this is like, the texture is like a cheesecake, okay? But like I mentioned, this is a yogurt. So this is a yogurt base, high protein, much lighter. I want you to see the texture so you know what I'm talking about. Look at that. It has kind of like that cheesecake texture, but it has like, I don't know, it has like the tardiness from the yogurt, the lightness. It's just like nice, fluffy, but still a little dense. Okay, so obviously I'm gonna serve this, but just for the sake of the video, we're gonna do a little taste test, so cheers. It's like a nice, tardy, it's like a custard feel. So think of like a cheesecake without like that denseness from the cream cheese. So it's like light and smooth, because remember, this is a yogurt-based cake. It's definitely one of those desserts to make when you're on a weight loss journey, or you're trying to stay low carb, or you're really trying to stay on track, because it definitely hits the spot when you're craving either cake or like a cheesecake, but it's not gonna derail you because there's no bad ingredients. This is literally like a high protein dessert. It's nice and sweet, literally hits the spot. So I can't wait for you to try it. If you are a cheesecake lover, you have to try this dessert. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave the recipe in the description below. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button, and don't forget to hit the little bell notification so that you're reminded every time I post a video. And if you have friends and family that are either living a low carb lifestyle, trying to lose some weight, or maybe even diabetic, please share my channel, share these recipes, because it could be really, really helpful. But thank you so much for being here. I love you, and I'll see you on my next video. Mwah.